If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, Call of Duty points are in Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3. If you want to get some free Call of Duty points, click that link down in the description, install the app, and start earning yourself some points today. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back boys to another dual commentary with my good friend Aaron or Tan Kid. You want to say what's up, Tan?
Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another video, dual com action with Luke, Green Goblin HD. We're back.
Yeah, we're back again. The last one you guys seem to love, so this one again will be on both of our channels. If you're on someone's channel and you aren't subscribed to the other person, links will be down in the description. Do you recommend they sub to both of us, Tan? What do you think?
100%, and I guarantee if you go subscribe to Luke, you will get a cookie. I'm not even exaggerating.
And if you sub to Tan, you'll get some CLD weapons.
Hey, let's go!
So here we go, boys. We're talking about 5 insane changes in Black Ops 3. Some of these changes in the alpha stage, some in the beta, some in the actual game. So
correct.
We're mixing it up a little bit of a remix here. A lot of stuff to cover. You excited, Tan?
I'm very excited. I would say, out of scale of 1 to 10, a nice 9.5.
You know, I'll take that. I would about a 9.7 myself.
Okay.
So let's get started. First one is a pretty obvious one. I'm sure a lot of people know this one, but we got to start it off, work our way up into the bangers.
Yes.
So the first one, we're talking about weapon name changes. So in the pre-release or in the actual beta, there was a gun called the Power Bolt, which was basically the SVG sniper rifle before it was completed and before it was designed. A lot of guns had named before they were actually completed. I believe the LCAR 9 was also called like the Spider or something like that. And they would use the R870 to design the Argus. So a lot of stuff happened with that. But the main weapon change was actually in the beta. There was a gun called the ARK-7 or the ARC-7. And that was actually the KN-44. So it was kind of funny because in the beta, every YouTuber was making videos, ARC-7 best class, best ARC-7, and then the game comes out, and it's the KN-44, right?
Yep.
So that was kind of something that was a funny name change in the YouTuber sense. What did you think? Why do you think they changed the names, Tan? Do you have any idea, or is it just random?
I think it's just random because I also remember that a lot of people were thinking, well, you know, like all these leaked weapons, the PDW and with the Power Bolt, people thought the Power Bolt was going to be the Ballista, and people thought the PDW is going to be in Black Ops 3. Maybe all those codings and all those leaks are just rechanged names, like it's just names of the Weevil, because the PDW and the Weevil are pretty similar. So I don't know. It's cool if they're going to change things last minute. Obviously, if you want to make the change for whatever reason, if it's a copyright issue or you just don't like the name, you know, how it looks on the screen, whatever the case may be, it's a cool change. Like, it's not going to affect the weapon's performance. So it's something small, but if they want to change it, I'm down for changes last minute. I would rather them finish the game with the changes they want to make. You know, I'm cool with that, because if they have time to be changing the names of the weapons, you know the game's going to be pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Infinite Warfare wouldn't be changing the names.
Yeah, no name changes on IW.
They were still working on leaderboards
on the actual weapons.
Records,
the names were there. You could press the name. The gun didn't exist though. It was a whole different gun.
All right, so number 2. These ones are some pretty. They kind of fucked up on the beta, Black Ops 3. The first one here for number 2. This is kind of a two-parter.
Yes.
Is Reject. Everyone knows Reject. Kind of a shitty specialist.
Yes.
Nobody uses it. But in the beta, Reject, when you would go down into Reject and you would come up, number 1, the smoke was way bigger. So like you would be able to outgun people. Yeah, you could outgun people super easily. And also, you didn't lose your kill streak.
Yes, I remember. Oh my god.
So if say you run Overclock and Reject, you could have gone down 7 times and still get that nuclear 30 gun streak because it isn't counted as an actual death. You still be stacking kill streaks, still be stacking gun streaks. It was just every single person ran Reject and was getting double nuclears. I got a ton of nuclears in the beta because it was just so broken and so easy. Broken. Do you remember playing the beta and having that tank?
No, it was. I just don't even think of Reject. If you play S&D now, you might see it every now and again, but it's a completely dismissible specialist. In the beta, good luck finding a lobby with the other team not having at least half the people running it. You, like you said, Overclock with the Reject, you could almost, if you played your life really well, you could maybe not die the whole game if you were really smart. especially if you're playing in like free for all or S&D where it's a little bit more, you know, paced out, slower gameplay. It was super hard to kill someone off the reject because the smoke was insane. You got 3 people running reject. You can stall the timeout. It was an disgustingly overpowered specialist.
Yeah, that's another thing you could do is you could stall the timeout and say, "Hey, Tan, come help me over here."
Yes, exactly.
Guy gets distracted, I pop out,
and you have your
2-on-1.
streaks. You're ready to go again. It's like, you know, nothing ever happened.
That was really broken. I think nowadays the only time you'll see reject is maybe in SND.
Yeah, that's it.
That's where it would be usable. The other change, which is debatably even worse, was
it
the
is
black
100%
hat.
worse.
Now,
Yes, for sure.
a lot of people don't even know what the black hat is, and I wouldn't even know what it is if it wasn't for the beta, because it's kind of just a really bad, what was it,
launcher.
a tactical, I guess
it'd be, it's like it's a tactical, but it's like the weak version of a launcher. It's really useful. It's no one uses it.
So what it's used for nowadays is you hold it up in the sky. It's like a little device, you know, a little iPad sort of, a little something like that. You hold it up, you point it at your UAV or whatever, the enemy UAV you're trying to shoot down, and you hold it down. It takes a while, but it will get down enemy UAVs. But back in the day, so let's say the enemy calls in any kill streak. They call in a Wraith, they call in the Raps, the ship that drops the Raps.
Hater, anything.
The Hater. You point that thing up, you hold it down for about 3 to 5 seconds, and not only is the enemy's Hater or the enemy's Raps or Wraith destroyed, it's now yours. You took it over. You hijacked it. So if me and I'm playing versus Tan Kid, and they say enemy GGI Tan Kid calls in a Wraith, I pull that thing out of my pocket, I look up, beep, 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 boom. Green Goblin HD, Wraith inbound.
12 kill streak within 3 seconds of a tactical that takes one slot on your class. Every kill streak is yours.
Absolutely no work, and that was probably even more broken than reject. But both of these luckily got fixed. I guess that's what the beta is for. I mean, right? So
for sure, I'm glad they did. Because if they're gonna have these issues and they're gonna be in the game, at least, you know, the beta serves their purpose. They changed them for the actual release of the game. So it's crap. It's bad, but we only had to experience it for what, a week. So we're good. You know, we're good now.
Yeah, I definitely think so, and I think that I like how the beta even this year is going to be earlier in August because. But actually, it's funny because Infinite Warfare's beta was later. It was like October, like 2 weeks before the game came out. Which was probably because they were kind of behind on the development. But that beta, they made some of the best changes from a beta. Like the Infinite Warfare beta, I didn't really like the game, but when the game came out, I was loving it because they completely rebalanced the guns. Black Ops 3's beta was more for fixing stuff that they really messed up on. So either way, either way it works out, and betas are definitely a positive, and they're here to stay, I would say. All right, number 3. This change is from the middle of the game's life cycle. So the game is actually out now, and it's about the Vesper and the whole Vesper. It's like a tug of war between the Vesper being overpowered and being the worst SMG.
The worst, exactly.
So I'll explain this one because Vesper probably was my favorite gun because I just loved it so much, and then I hated it and I had to switch to the UMP. So what happened was the Vesper was a solid SMG, but at the start of the game there was the Pharaoh, there was the VMP, the Kuda. Those were the best SMGs. Those ones all got slight nerfs. We all know Black Ops 3 loves to update and nerf and a bunch of stuff, right? So those guns got slight nerfs, and then what happened was the Vesper was one of the best in the game, right? So then the Vesper eventually was literally like the best SMG in the game. It had no recoil. It was gunning everyone down, and then they nerfed it and they made it have a bunch of recoil, slower aim down sights, and it was by far the worst SMG. So they were like, okay, we kind of over-nerfed it. So then they buffed it again, and once again, it was one of the best SMGs in the game. And then once again, they had to nerf it, and they nerfed it to the spot where it's at today. So it went through 4 or 5 changes. And I guess it's just poor balancing, or it's a pretty complex gun. But Vesper is really awesome. And what do you think about all these changes? Were they doing it right, or what do you think, Tan?
I think the Vesper, it was so hard to balance out because it was an SMG with decent accuracy, decent damage, had some decent iron sights, but everything about the weapon was, you know, it was good, but the fire rate was the kicker, and you could maintain that recoil with the foregrip while having the fire rate of a gun that was almost beyond rapid fire. So I think it was changed for the better or the worse in the right times of the game, and the way it was impacting competitive, you couldn't even play any. If you wanted to play arena or UMGs or you were watching esports, the Vesper was the go-to gun. I think it was just because of that recoil / rapid fire interaction. It was too fast and too accurate at the same time. And the HLX4 is kind of like the best version of the Vesper with the biggest drawback. If you don't know about the HLX4, it's a DLC SMG, has a weird little like aim shooting mechanism where it kind of stalls after you shoot, but it has the fire rate of the Vesper. So I think they got it, I guess right on the DLC round 2, but the original Vesper, they were going back and forth the entire year.
Yeah, I think that's a good point you make about the HLX4.
Yeah.
That one is kind of like the Vesper. And I did use that like a few days ago because I haven't used it too much, but of course with the stalling, it's just so annoying.
Yeah,
like,
it's very
no one
annoying.
wants to use that gun when you have guns like the VMP and the M8. Don't catch me using a little knockoff gun that stalls and can't even shoot properly.
Yep.
So that's what I think about the Basilisk is probably better than the HLX4, but both of them are kind of annoying with their little stalls.
Yep.
So, coming in at number 4 of these changes, we have one that's... I don't think many people know this one. It's one that a lot of people forget, and I think only like YouTubers and people who watch videos know this one. So, this was... I believe it was before the beta. It might have been in the beta also, but I think this was in the alpha. But they had Blast Suppressor, which is now a 3rd tier perk. It was a 1st perk, and Sixth Sense was a 3rd perk, which is now a 1st perk.
Yes.
So those ones were mixed up, and I see why they fixed it, because if this was actually how the game came out,
my God.
Blast Suppressor being a 1st tier perk, no one would use it.
No one.
I mean, you have Ghost, Flak Jacket, Overclock. Well, you wouldn't have Sixth Sense
now,
then,
yeah.
You'd have Afterburner. I mean, 1st tier perk is probably the biggest,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
And Blast Suppressor would probably never be used. Only noobs would use it if it was a 1st perk thing. And then Sixth Sense being a 3rd perk, I'm running Sixth Sense all day long, baby. Like, I can give up Tac Mask. I can give up Dead Silence for Sixth Sense. So that was a bit of a balancing error. But of course they did the right thing and they corrected it. But that was kind of something that, it's a little Easter egg and something that unique that not a lot of people will know. Because these people at these companies really take time, even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it. I know when I went to the studios one time, they were talking to me about stuff that we don't even think about. Aaron, the guy was telling me that he makes the grenades, right?
Yeah.
For Infinite Warfare.
Cool.
And
Okay.
he had to test the grenades bouncing off every single place in every map,
Oh my
for the
God.
DLC maps. So these guys, I mean, it's stuff that we would not even think about.
what?
He has to bounce it off the rock. He has to bounce it off the airplane, bounce it off the building, bounce it off everywhere, and make sure it's bouncing properly. Which is probably really annoying. And people that say, that's why I think people say, I want to make video games. It's not all, gaming
fun.
and making the fun
Exactly.
stuff,
You're making
right?
millions doing, fun stuff. No, you gotta, hey, Tim, I'll be at lunch soon. I gotta bounce this nade off a rock 10 times.
100,000
100,000
So
times. Yeah, exactly.
it's a lot of work, which we sort of, but that's their job. So we shouldn't hold them on a pedestal for that. But of course, sometimes mistakes are made. I think they did a great job with this Blast Suppressor Sixth Sense balance. What would you say about that, Tan?
Yeah, for sure. I use Sixth Sense already off top, like Flat Jacket, Overclock, Ghost. I think Sixth Sense is the strongest 1st perk just because not a lot of people run the counter perk to it. So I would run Sixth Sense every class without fail, and so would everyone else, because you could run Flat Jacket, Fast Hands, or Scavenger, and Sixth Sense, and that's 3 points on your class. You would have 3 of the best perks in the game. So I'm glad they made that change, because they would have had to change it already. So it's good that they made the adjustment early on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Sixth Sense is one that I would say is kind of a unique perk and something that's, like you said, very strong.
Yeah.
However, the reason why it's sort of held back is because it's in the strongest perk
So
tier.
you have to weigh your
also.
options. Yeah.
It's in the goal. It's a good player, but he's on the Golden State Warriors.
Exactly.
So.
Klay Thompson, fantastic player, but we got Kerr, we got Cade. We gotta see who's playing today.
Yeah, and that's what Sixth Sense would be. It's the Klay Thompson of the NBA.
Yes. Wow.
Obviously,
oh my God.
He's literally he's one of the best players, to be honest. I think he deserves even more credit. But when you have such a good team and such great players with you, that's what happens, and that's what happens with Sixth Sense.
Yep.
So the 5th change here. This is another one that if you guys stuck around to the end of this, we're dropping some gems.
this
Most
is a
people
gem.
don't know about this. So this was about February 2016, would it be? Yes, right?
Yes.
February 2016 or around there. There was a glitch where all you had to do, some people knew about it, some people didn't know about it, some people just happened by accident, because if you ran overkill, which allowed you to have 2 primary weapons, right? So you could have your sniper and your VMP on your back.
Yes.
So overkill, it's something that's popular in SND because people like the sniper early round, come out with their VMP. If you ran overkill, and this was like for a month before they patched it. I'm not sure why it took them so long, but if you ran any sort of overkill, you would never appear on the minimap.
Correct.
Never. It was insane. You would never appear if you shoot your gun without a silencer, if they get a UAV, even if they got a hater.
Yeah, that was the biggest one. The hater.
That was the biggest key, because if you get a hater, you're comfortable, and a guy comes around with overkill and kills you. And this was such a huge glitch, but for some reason, people it just wasn't talked about in the YouTube community or on Reddit or Twitter. I guess because people didn't really know, because it's something that only the enemies could find out.
Yes.
It's something that you actually have to test to know. So, I didn't know about it for a long time, and then I found out, and, a few people found out, and then eventually it was patched. But that was probably one of the most game-breaking glitches. What would you say about that?
Yeah,
Tam?
for sure. It would completely remove the element of security. You get a UAV, okay, well, there's maybe one person that has Ghost, so I know, there's going to be 5 people on the other team that I can see. I get a hater. Everyone's there, okay? Oh, that guy doesn't have a silencer. Okay, I should see him on my minimap. It completely removed that layer of privacy or security in the game. So you were essentially walking around in terms of the minimap with active camo, no matter what, which is a completely ridiculous for free. Exactly, by doing nothing but putting overkill. And even then, overkill, you get 2 weapons. It was too good. No, it was too good.
Yeah, and that's why I think once people found out about it, it was literally ruined the game. I remember I would call in the hater. 3 kids on the hater, I was like, okay, come on, guys. Yeah. It's time to patch this. When there's 3 guys on my hater, but I see 6 enemies, that's not really fair.
Yeah,
they're doing the glitch whether intentional or not intentional, which I'm glad, because you can't really ban people for that, because
it's just a regular attachment or wild card in the game.
Yeah, ban you for using overkill.
Yeah.
What's next? They ban for fast mags?
Yeah. You reloaded too quick.
So that was an insane change that also happened. And all of these were crazy, from the alpha to the beta to that game nowadays. A lot of crazy changes have gone down.
Yep.
Which one of these 5 would you say was the most crazy, Tam?
I would say the most game-breaking crazy is the Black Hat from the beta.
Yeah.
I think if that stuck, even for a month, a week, it would have completely ruined multiplayer. Score streaks would be completely destroyed. There'd be no point of getting any kills or any kill streaks, because it would you get robbed every time. I think Black Hat was seriously a massive one.
No, it got to the point where you didn't want to get kill streaks.
Exactly, because there's no point.
Because if you got a kill streak,
if he has a Black Hat,
that's for your buddy.
Yeah, my Wraith, my hater, it's on me now. You're getting kills to get shit on. What?
Well, enemy Wraith inbound, and you get a huge smile on your face as you pull out the Black Hat. That's my Wraith now, baby.
Be going 2 and 10, you get a free Wraith.
Yeah, that was probably the most game breaking. But all of these were, different things that they balanced out or that they changed.
Yes.
So, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys made it to the end, please subscribe to each of our channels. Links will be in the descriptions. Smack a like on this thing, tank it. How many likes do you want them to smack? I'd say maybe 8 or 9. Do you think we could go for that? Or?
That's steep. Let's just be conservative. 6. Let's go 6.
6 likes? Yeah. All right, 6 likes. If we hit that, that'll be absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Probably more dual comms coming soon. Let us know if you want to see those. Yep. I think they're really fun to record.
Yes.
And me and Tankit are pretty much talking all day anyway about Black Ops 3 or playing video games together. So it's something that comes naturally, and I think the audience can see that, right? So
for sure.
So hope you guys did enjoy this. Sub for Cookie, don't looky.
And we're out.
Have a great night, guys.
Peace.
Peace.